Yep. Okay. Are we recording now?
Yeah, now we're recording, but now there's this on top of it. So do whatever you're leading.
Okay. And what exactly are we recording?
I don't remember. It's been a while. I think it's called the Linda Leland's Podcast.
There we go. We're back again.
That was better than I thought it was gonna go. I thought it was entirely brick because I have to like start the recording and then tell you. But all right, yeah. Welcome back to this podcast where we talk about League of Legends. Man, it just takes forever to get to Worlds every time for some reason. It's not fun waiting for an entire month of nothing.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, the downtime's just it just hurts a little bit. You just have to pick up a hobby in the meantime, play some video games, just twiddle your fingers a little bit. It's a little
What
bit.
were you doing during the LCS?
During the LCS? Well, I was working then.
That's fine.
I'm unemployed now.
Damn.
Every Twitch Prime sub I get is money that will not go to Haymant. Just saying.
Being suffering right now. I mean, at least these tracking the pros. That's been like getting me through.
I was watching. There's a Twitch channel that replays all the previous World 24/7, and they did this thing where they started like in the middle of August, and I don't know. I didn't like watch all of it, but I watched a lot of pretty good stuff. They then did a bunch of highlights. I tuned in to one of the highlights, which is fucking in 4 something It's TSM versus RNG. No, I don't remember, but it's TSM versus somebody, and there they are at blue buff resetting it twice.
Yep, nice. Yep, man.
Not happy about that one.
Well,
good old days.
We're off of that Worlds and into this one.
I forgot to talk about this World. We might as well start off with the crazy fucking news that absolutely destroyed all competitiveness in the play-ins, basically.
Ouch.
BYG mid laner Moan got suspended from Worlds for leaking pick ban strategies for betting purposes, and also because the thirst was too damn strong. Dion, do you know what I'm referencing there?
No, I don't actually.
He leaked the strategies to get pictures from an Instagram girl like 12 hours early.
Oh.
That's why he did it.
I thought, maybe this was to make like profiteering money or something like that.
No.
This is
Dion, there was a different thought involved.
So,
man,
look, it's one thing.
Hurts.
It's one thing to get free pictures from a girl for confidential information. It's another thing to get pictures that are released publicly 12 hours later.
This is just.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
So, well, that kind of ruins BYG. For everyone.
It's everything. It's like they were not remotely competitive in their matches. Like for the most part beforehand, and now we're doing this. What was he leaking? What else was he leaking? Was he like? Was there something else going on?
I mean, yeah, but even then, he's even if he didn't. What is it? The leaked information was that he was going to play Sylas and Orianna, and even if he didn't play those champions, that's still like rigging bets.
Yeah, right? This is just bad.
It's straight up illegal in the US to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The other problem is the reason that we think it was leaked is because this didn't happen. Orianna and Sylas weren't picked at all in that series. And they think someone betting on it leaked it because they didn't make money. So this is just an awful situation. I feel bad for the rest of BYG, to be honest.
Oh yeah, because teammates, the coaches, like they're the ones who are probably going to be suffering the worst from it because it's their competitive integrity. Like, all right, now that this person's under suspicion, there has to be a whole entire investigation into the org to see whether or not anyone else was involved. Hopefully not.
So the way that they caught him was somebody leaked this, and coaches confronted him asking if it was true, and somehow confiscated his phone and like confirmed chat messages. I'm saying this all allegedly, mostly because there's no official ruling on this from Riot. But that's what I've heard.
I just feel bad for Doggo. He was doing so. Man,
yeah,
he's having the trophy experience right now.
Was it Doggo was on PCS when they couldn't get everyone in, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I'm just sitting here like, why don't we just make an LMS super team? Because I don't have faith in PCS at this point either. Like, I don't feel that strongly about them after looking at their competition. Like, this is their second place team from LMS. Like, PCS.
I mean, yeah, but then it'll be like the Flash Wolves situations from back in the day, where it's like, yes, Flash Wolves, they always make it in Worlds, but they don't really go far.
No, they usually do pretty good.
They make it a bit far.
They do really good at most of the. Well, they did really good most of the time. They were titled as the Korean Killers because they were constantly beating Korean teams that they, in theory, had no business beating. All right. Do we want to go talk about group stage more generally or the meta?
I guess let's at least look at the standings first, coming out of it. Well, actually, never mind.
Let's talk about the meta.
Okay, let's talk about the meta. All right.
Because there's stuff.
I put up a bunch of them here. We don't have to hit all of them, but I definitely want to touch on Tryndamere Mid and Amumu support.
Yeah.
You know, the Amumu support. Let's talk about that.
Because it's got 11 games and 3 wins.
You know, I saw someone tweeted, Cajal, tweeted a post with a good old message about how when Riot brought out the whole video about their preseason, and at the end they said to pick Amumu. Amumu was just not the play.
No.
They keep picking Amumu, and then the enemy team has Sylas. So Amumu just fucking loses because Amumu doesn't have any stats on his ultimate, and Sylas does. So Sylas now has Amumu's ultimate, which has like I don't even know what the scaling is on it, but it's absolutely insane because he's a fucking tank. And every tank has pretty good ratios on their abilities because otherwise they get no value out of the little bit of AP they might build out of Roa in the past. So Sylas is working with like the best case scenario for his ultimate, and it's a massive ultimate. I love the Amumu jungle in the past, and now it's on Sylas.
It's like this. I mean, Amumu jungle. I mean, Sylas Amumu jungle. So I mean, that's fine. But when it's on support, it's like, oh, I just get more options now.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, it doesn't feel like as good as if you had, let's say, a Leona. Like, if I were to compare the two, even though they're supposed to do different things. Like, Leona goes in and dies, but it takes her a while longer to die. Amumu goes in, and if he's behind in the same manner, he's not. Yeah, he just disappears. Even like Nautilus, which might be a little bit closer by comparison, same deal. The Nautilus at least buys more time. The Amumu kind of goes in and also dies. It's very sad.
Well, I feel like Nautilus is so much more tanky than Amumu because Amumu's like the champions are given power, and all of Amumu's power is put into removing flat damage off of basic attacks. That's where most of his given resistance power is. Whereas Nautilus gets a fucking shield.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Amumu can't block a Syndra ultimate, but Nautilus sure as hell can.
And if we were comparing the two a little bit more, like, that Amumu ult takes a long time to get back up there. It takes after you use it once. It's a pretty long cooldown. Like, the Nautilus ult comes out almost instantly. The Leona ult later in the game, it's almost like a 30-second ability that you throw out every once in a while. You don't get that opportunity with the Amumu. It's still going to be like around like a minute, maybe a little less than a minute.
Oh, Amumu's ult at 60, 100 seconds.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Suz can get 2 ults off of that.
That's level 16. Supports do not hit that level.
Yeah, most of the time they don't. Oh, man.
unless it's a really long game, like you're not going to have as many opportunities to have that a Mumu ult compared to like those other two supports, which can toss it out like every 30 seconds, almost every time an objective is up. It's just
Nautilus ult at level 16 is 80 seconds. It's 100 at level 11. Like, it's just insane how bad this champion is for support and how they keep picking it. The 2 bandage toss is not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. And also the redeeming little part where it's like, okay, you get 10% true damage converted for magic damage from his passive. It's just not worth. Like,
yeah, but yeah, there is no what AP, like what magic damage.
Got Tryndamere fucking mid lane, and we're like, yeah, Mumu support, yeah.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Actually, Tryndamere mid.
Oh yeah,
this one's less of a
Why
troll.
is he in the mid lane? Why is he here?
It's about safety.
I know, I get that, but it's like for me, why are you here? Why do you exist? Why do you exist? Just to hurt me? Like why?
Grasp. When are you gonna hit a person? What?
Assuming it was like against Set. Oh, it was against Craig.
God!
It's in Hawaii versus LNG.
Yeah, that was the first game.
Oh my god! I can't.
Oh
he
my
also
god!
Went for fucking Gore Drinker this game too.
I mean, I'm weird. Yeah. I'm fine with the Gore Drinker. Like, all right, you want it for team fight sustainability, but honestly, like we saw it in that LNG game, and it looked good up until they kept on committing to team fights. Yeah.
My other problem with it is that it's only getting played by like good. 4 of the games it's played by Hawana Life and C9.
Yeah.
So it's like there's 1 or 2 even matches, and it's 50-50 in that case.
Yeah. And oh man, this is just I mean just Tryndamere, he just offers it's a toxic mid. That's a toxic mid lane. No, seriously.
I don't know what they're team fighting with Tryndamere for. Not like he's not built for this. He was never built for this.
Well, yeah, he's not. But it's like this. What can really like actually like once he gets going, it's like he's going to run you down mid. He's just going to run you down, just like how Perks did that in the last 3rd game. He ran someone down mid.
Yeah,
that was disgusting, but that happened, and there was nothing they could do about it. They got slowed and killed.
The slow is honestly the most useful.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. You know, I'm just like, why?
It's a good anti-chase. I don't. Okay, in a heavy AD meta, it also reduces the max AD or something or base AD. I don't remember. It reduces the AD of the targets. So if you end up fighting with a tank and 2 ADs, it's pretty good. That alone, but I just feel like if you're not playing for split push with Tryndamere, just not fully utilizing Tryndamere's ability to be unkillable, unstoppable, like that's what he does. He goes into a side lane, lives there, and makes your team have to go back and forth. And yeah, pros are much better at this. This is not a solo queue match where Tryndamere can literally just take the whole thing over. But like even still, like
no one's
using it like it. Like I didn't see him go into a side lane by himself for long enough to really make an impact at all in any of these games. And I'm just I gotta know what is the better option here to do with Tryndamere. Like I'm either missing something or these teams just think Tryndamere's broken in lane and will dominate off that. And I feel like that's not enough to win it.
I feel like the better reason why they're picking at mid lane is because it's something that's really hard to punish. Like it's just having his E, being able to spin out there and that short of a lane is very good. Having the ghost and flash, of course, being very defensive means that all right, we have this mid laner that can farm up pretty safely without really getting punished. And after level 6, like he's just not going to die. But like you were saying, it doesn't have much impact in team fighting, and people aren't committing to team fighting, and people aren't staying in side lanes long enough in order to get more turrets. They're just getting dragged into fights around objectives that they shouldn't really be going for. Maybe if you can somehow like split Drakes in like the beginning, where all right, you get one Drake, the enemy team gets one Drake, delaying that a little bit, you can work off of it and have them in dedicated side lane. But people, they aren't doing that.
Yeah, it's.
I'll give this a Y segment at some other point as soon as they keep fucking picking it for no goddamn reason. But this is more successful than a Mumu support. I don't feel like a Mumu support is worth a goddamn minute of my time.
Yeah, at least try to mirror their results that comes out. Mumu, no.
Let me add one more to the list.
Just for... we don't have to hit all of them. And the reason I don't want to talk about Qiyana jungle is because it was already meta in the past, and it's not that interesting, to be honest, because it's like,
I mean, it works.
Yeah,
it's not that it doesn't work, it's that we already know it works and we know what it does.
Yeah.
So, we touch on the bot lane a little bit here, where we've had basically these three champions dominate the meta. It's Lucian, Nami, and Misfortune. Fortune has been comboed with a Mumu and Leona. She's so much better with Leona. I've thought that for years because that's just a good combo.
Well, yeah. I mean, point and click ult with a just devastating ult. Fortune just, man, never have I seen Misfortune be this powerful. Well, ever since since 2016, in my opinion.
I feel like that lethality meta, she was pretty strong then.
But this picked this much, like, man, when I see those ults, it's like, wow, you're just gonna, once you get this whole full ult off, I'm gonna kill someone.
Number one in presence right
now. She's able to move around a lot with her passive. People aren't picking tanky junglers right now. Like, there's either a Talon or a Qiyana or like another like relatively squishy jungler there. Even then, at the worst start, it may be a bruiser, which are not going to do as much damage to you, but you're still going to do a decent amount of damage to them.
Don't post that on Reddit. They're going to complain about Aurelia fucking chasing down a Lucian who basically never touched the Aurelia the entire time and missed like 3 skills. He dies with flash up, and they're like, see, it's broken! Aurelia blew her whole kit, and Lucian holds flash and dies.
Yes. Yes, it really is too strong killer.
I don't think she's not too strong. I just feel like Reddit overreacts and doesn't actually think and just says, nope, nerf it.
No, Reddit, you are right. Destroy Reddit.
No, yeah,
we do not need her in the game.
I agree. She needs to be gone.
Did I get on Aurelia today after she was nerfed?
Yes, keep on going.
Like 25 kills.
Yes. Now, like the Lucian Nami bot is interesting. I mean, Lucian now being helped with forms of enchantments now, so you just blast whenever you want. Like,
it's a lot. Like, anytime you get a buff from somebody, it refreshes your.
Yes.
But you get your next 2 autos will reduce your. You don't get the double tap, but you do get the 2 autos.
Yeah, which is not bad. It's nice. Just that, like Lucian Nami bot lane is nice enough, but I mean, compared to Misfortune, this shit's gonna hurt a lot.
I think it's better. I think Lucian Nami's better than.
I agree.
I just think MF is the single pick that you can pick and match with like 4 other supports.
I feels like Fortune just like the Misfortune anyone bot really. If you at least get like Leona, I'm not putting in a Mumu. Braum, I'd rather say that than. And hell, even not.
I think Braum is like one of the top 10 most picked champions in the world.
Yeah,
like forever, for like all time.
Yeah,
no, that makes sense. But yeah, like those, like any champ like that, any support champ like that with Misfortune is just utter destruction. Like Lucian Nami, it's good. It is is good in lane. I mean, without a doubt. But where you get into like the mid game and whatnot, you always have to keep that in the back of your head. Like, where is Misfortune? Where she's going to ult? And that's that right there is not a good thing to keep in the back of your head. It's like, oh, it was at any moment she could pop her ult, and we just lose. That's it.
Yeah, but at a higher level, like I'd take that Lucian Nami because when pros are playing it and it's just able to constantly bully those melee supports that are going to be down there because that's mostly what they're playing. There's not as many enchantresses besides the Nami that's coming out there, and able to shut down those like MF is a strong AD carry. Lucian's probably one where straight up in lane can fight her on pretty decently even ground. And with the Nami support for like disengage, healing, a little bit of buff on your autos, the ultimate disengage, right? Like that's very hard to 2v2 into.
Oh yeah, in lane, yeah, without a doubt, they have the edge. But just like you have, but then it's like now you're stuck with: do I have to? Do we constantly just barrage the MF bot lane so that they don't even get the chance of growing to the point of oh wow, look at that, I got first item, I'm going to now kill your team, or just like nope, you get nothing, no CS, no item, no nothing, and we have to now just focus on that. And goodbye top, have a nice time up there.
What looks like a plant. Lagoony.
That's it. But yeah, I think the Lucian Nami bot, I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it at all. I like especially with how these a lot of these junglers are now becoming like assassin junglers, like still bruiser-esque junglers. Like I still like the Lucian Nami. I don't think it's gonna fall off very heavily. There's no big heavy dedicated tank that you're gonna have to chew through as a Lucian.
Even then, Lucian's not bad at that, and he can kill Kraken rather easily.
Yeah, he can still slice some tank off, but like I don't dislike Lucian Nami bot. It's just
the MF is still going to deal a lot of damage because for the same reason, there's no dedicated tank. This is going to be bruiser. She's going to do a lot of damage.
I just believe that MF AD carry is just too powerful. In my opinion, it's just versatile wise, put into anything. It's just.
I don't think it's bad. It's just I feel like it's very, very strong because land a double up, practically win an entire lane because you landed one double up, and I hate that fact about the champion. But I feel like Lucian Nami is so much more like you can play around objectives better. You have a counter to misfortune in the Nami ultimate, and I feel like Nami's ult combos really well with Lucian ult because you can just chuck that over a team, and then I'll have a Lucian ult right on top of that, and that's a lot of time for that Lucian ult to just hit people.
Also, Lucian's pretty slippery in his own right.
Oh yeah, he has good mobility. Just
not as slippery as Ezreal, but he's pretty slippery.
Yeah, just make sure you don't pull off a double lift. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Okay.
Which time? What's the time where C9 entered themselves because they who put down the Talia? Did they have Talia? I don't know. I remember him fucking killing them, running towards a Talia wall while Lucian just bangs them over. Like, what are you doing?
Since this is Worlds, I'll say the Victor one.
Okay. All right. Let's keep on going down the list. We haven't touched on jungle talents yet, which has been
talent. So
jungle talent.
There has been a small increase of junglers who are not exactly belonging here.
You know,
one of them might Zed's in reverse. I don't know.
There was a Zed jungle as well.
Yeah, there was a Zed.
Well, yes, but
not a good one.
Also a Zed mid.
Yeah. The flex pick now. But it's focusing on the Talon. What was it? I think it was Steel who played it and had a really good game on it.
Oh, had an 11 KDA on Talon jungle. Oh,
yeah. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I like Talon jungle actually. This shit's fucking obnoxious but fun as hell.
I must add a disclaimer: the Legendary League Land podcast does not condone any lost LP to this statement.
True, it is fun as long as you get kills.
It was
Man, League of Legends is fun if you get kills. That is a statement.
Yeah, as long as you can get ahead with Talon, you could be the most. You could become the most obnoxious, disgusting. I can want to jump over your wall, and there's nothing you can do about it, champ. You could ever be, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem, though, well, you got to get to that point, and I mean, people running the Smite Ignite with Talon. I mean, one sure way to finalize a kill. The only problem, just you decrease on a little bit more on your mobility without the flash.
Uh-huh.
Jump over walls, that's nice, but I mean, that's like a 2-3 minute cooldown each wall or something. No.
Yeah, but the point is you like.
Well, yeah.
You kind of weave it out so that you don't screw yourself.
Yeah, and then you remember you had to do that crazy ass escape, and then you remember, oh, I used all
like
these
playing
walls.
Yasuo. You don't go through all the fucking minions and ruin your escape pattern.
Except the minions, at least they come. At least there are more minions that come back. And
only 6 in a wave.
Yeah.
But the walls that you use.
The walls still like 40 seconds at like level 1 to hop over.
It takes a while
it's much longer than that.
It's much longer than 40
It's over 2 minutes at early game.
Yeah, so it's like, I can't get over this wall. But yeah, I mean, in the pro scene, I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, they would use. I mean, most games you would. Well, what I'm seeing for the Talon games that's been played in the play-ins right now, I mean, it's good against not against S tier junglers like Xin Zhao. Like you would never play that into Xin Zhao. In my opinion, that shit fucking sucks. Like Lee Sin, that's a good matchup. In my opinion, I mean, as long as
you against Lee Sin.
Yeah, like as long as you don't get hit by a Q for Lee Sin, you're fine. You're good.
Oh yeah. If they're playing my God, why am I forgetting Lilia? If they're playing Lilia, like you could probably like one cycle into Lilia very easily. You just
Lilia is another good example, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could ask her harass.
I think Lilia is a garbage champion who just is not.
Good opinion.
I'm saying.
Yeah, like good opinion as well too, but some people still pick Lilia. So Talon jungle. It is annoying, and you can still move around Lilia too.
Yeah,
and it's a really good thing to use.
Mm-hmm.
And you could screw over with your mobility as Talon. So that's a nice thing to have.
No, it's more like, hey, you sit in a bush, and all of a sudden a random deer wanders into it, and it's dead. And that's it. Yeah,
about it.
What other picks are there? Kled mid wasn't really crazy popular. I just saw it coming up. I think DOC.
I think so. That was very, very yes, that was Beyond Gaming. Very weird champ, in my opinion. I'm just looking like, why is Kled mid again? Right.
Okay, so it's a very bruisery AD meta in the solo lanes.
Kled why not just pick Tryndamere? I'm gonna tell you
because Kled is better than Tryndamere.
God,
it's much easier to punish than Tryndamere in that same. Well, actually, Kled's pretty hard to punish. No, I'd stick by that. It's much harder to punish. Much easier to punish than that Tryndamere mid.
No, absolutely not. It is such a safe pick, and it's so much good aggro. At level 3, you can basically kill anybody in a solo lane. Like,
yes.
It's so much better than Tryndamere, and it's actually really good against Tryndamere because you have a remount. So by the time Tryndamere could theoretically 100 to 0 your full health bar, you have triggered his ultimate. It's nearing the finish, and you should be remounted and have another half of your health bar back.
Yeah.
So he has to get through a lot of your health bar before he has actually killed you, and you got grievous wounds on your Q. You got a follow up for his dash when he hops over some dumb shit wall because his fucking dash is on a 4-second cooldown for some ungodly reason. And he can't slow you because you're never not facing him.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree. The only reason is because I think that the Tryndamere into different matchups will work out a bit better. Like, not into the Kled. But if Kled gets put into, like, I don't know, let's say a very typical mage mid laner, like Syndra, he's not going to have a good time. That's facts.
I mean,
Tryndamere
it's the
is
same thing.
not going to be as heavily punished in that scenario.
I think you're completely dismissing Kled's all-in play, because Tryndamere's is actually much less. It has less stick unless he gets the slow off twice.
Mhm.
Whereas Kled can follow your flash.
Yeah. With the ultimate, yes, but I think that
With his
No, yeah.
If
his
I
dash.
E onto you, and then you
Mhm.
flash a wall, and I hit E again, I follow you over the wall.
In such a short lane like mid, I think that's kind of the difference.
It's not. You play him mid lane so you can go skirmish around objectives.
Other lanes, yeah.
It's part. Yes, they're picking Tryndamere because his early game 1, 2, 3 crit is really stupid, but he has 40% crit at level 1. But you're also playing him because he can hit level 3, and now he's like, what are you gonna do to Tryndamere in a skirmish in the middle of a jungle? He has a wall hop on an under 10-second cooldown if he's hitting you, so he can hop the wall, kill a target, and then hop back over. Kled cannot do that hop. He needs to have somebody to follow to do that, and that's why I think they prefer him over Kled. Also, I don't think anybody fucking plays Kled. But like, Kled has a lot more sticking power to follow onto a champion. He's got, like, the Q grabs you, slows you, pulls you back. The E has the ability to follow. The ultimate is such a much longer range engage tool now that your team now has, instead of, well, Tryndamere lived longer if they remember to use the ultimate perks.
I think you mean Pex.
Look, Perks wanted to play named after him. He just decided it was going to be fucking Tryndamere.
No, it's Pex. He lost the R key, remember? Pex now.
All right, we're calling it a Pex play.
Yes, it's Pex now.
I watched that play back. He has a full 1.5 seconds to press R at like 150 HP.
It's so sad.
But yeah, I don't know. I think the champions, like, yeah, they're both top laners that filled into mid, but I think Kled is much easier to punish in the early game, whereas Tryndamere, there doesn't seem to be really
Have you ever
anywhere.
tried to dive a Kled?
Yeah, no.
That's a fair point.
Diving Kled with 3 people is dangerous.
It's dangerous.
If you don't,
Kled is one of those things.
You cannot start the dive unless you have already knocked him down. If he's still mounted, you cannot dive him with 3 people. You need more than 3 people to dive him.
Yeah, but I still think in mid lane, where you have a lot more ranged options that can punish him, I feel like it's a bit better.
Yeah, but the reason why these 2 picks have come up is because they're playing against melees. They're playing against Silas. Yone, and one of the fucking Kled mid games was against Azir. I don't think Azir's early game is good enough to punish Kled mid.
Kled? Yeah.
Nah.
So,
but something I've been noticing that with the Kled games, that there's been that'd be the next thing that will Jarvan top.
Jarvan top lane.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Which, it's been a while since we've seen this guy come back in the top lane.
Yeah.
Hey Dan, who's your top mastery champion?
Huh?
Who's your top mastery champion?
Yeah, I know. Good point, right?
You know what? You 2 take it away. I don't remember seeing a Jarvan top game.
4 times. There are 4 Jarvan games.
Yeah, Jarvan top has been played a good amount of times, crazily enough.
I'm a little surprised at how many. I thought it was only picked twice. There are 2 Jarvan jungle games and 4 Jarvan top games. Jarvan is coming up in the world. Holy shit.
Yeah.
What's he doing? Is he doing Bruiser? Is he doing a straight tank?
Gore Drinker.
Okay,
stage like everyone else in the fucking game.
Okay.
I mean, until Riot nerfs that item, I will build it on every fucking chip I can.
People just go brute force Core Drinker until they fucking remove it. Is it preseason? I don't know.
I mean, when we touch on to other games, there's one game where man, there's one person did not fucking die because of Gore Drinker, but we'll get to that. Yeah,
Which one? It
driving.
happened many times.
Well, let's say it's a certain game 3. Anyways, driving top. This, I mean, surprisingly enough, it's like it makes sense why he's trying to come back now. Like,
well,
with the
it's his survivability that's bringing.
Yeah, like it's his survivability, and plus now the wombo combos once more again.
Yeah. If MF's in the game, that's a lot.
Like MF now, like
Lucian and MF are really good to combo with. Yeah. Anybody who can hop the wall in general is really good. Like that's kind of contrary to MF, but Jarvan should never be like near MF.
Yeah, but I mean, if no one can stop him when he does this stupid ass EQ, that's unstoppable. By the way,
this EQ is not unstoppable.
It is breakable. You just got to be really good.
No. You can just stop him. You can EQ in a bind or a root, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But you can't go through Poppy.
Well, yes.
Get ripped out of it.
Well, yeah, no, that makes sense. But is anyone going to play Poppy though?
Yes. Pro play. Vizichachi picked Poppy.
Did he?
Yes.
Actually, you're right. Well, he picked Poppy without fucking driving.
Why would you pick both though?
No, not against the driving.
Oh,
it was against the Yone. So
I saw that matchup and I'm like, this is not a fun matchup for Poppy. I don't know why we did this.
Yeah, ironic by the way. So the moment he picks Poppy, not for driving. So yeah, Jarvan.
Okay. Honestly, he seems like kind of a weak early game laner. Like, it doesn't seem like he's got his shield, which isn't going to be like super massive. He's probably just doing a weak side roll. But the value from his ultimate and after he gets that Gore Drinker's got to be immense.
It's super immense. Just imagine just getting at least, like, you get at least 2 or 3 people. You're going to survive. You're most likely going to win the fight and most likely survive. Gore Drinker.
Not to mention... he may not be the best laner, like I'm saying, but his passive still does, I believe it's % health damage.
Well, yes, it is now 5%. Well, no, technically speaking, it's still 8%.
I don't even know what his passive does. I know it's like a hit and then a cooldown on a target.
Well, yeah, but it deals 8% still in World for the Worlds patch, but recently they just tuned it down to like back to 5%.
It's on 8% on the wiki.
Yeah, but in the recent patch, patch,
I'm pretty sure it's the next patch.
Oh yeah, it might be. Okay, yeah, excuse me, my bad. Next patch, my bad. I went a little bit too. I went to see a little too far in the future. My bad. Yeah, they're bringing it back to 5%.
Oh no! On this patch, they've dropped it down to 8.
Oh, it's higher.
They went from 10 to 8. Are they dropping it again?
No. It should be back to 8. That might have been the reason.
Also, if you pair the Jarvan, like I said, he's a weak laner. But if you pair him with like these bruiser junglers or these assassin junglers with armor reduction already built into his kit, like that's still pretty strong. Like those set for some good ganks.
Yeah, I mean, the armor reduction's pretty good, especially when you're Fortune. That's the champion.
But yeah. Fortune, Lucian.
I'm not even
anyone that could just try to one shot a team if given the chance.
I'm not even thinking about that. If you're in lane and you know your Lee Sin's like nearby, you land an EQ. That's pretty sure. Like I'm pretty sure they're just dead. That's one person just.
I mean, it depends on the champion, but if they're squishy, yeah, they'll be 100-0 if you're comboing with Lee Sin.
Oh yeah. My thing is just I'm just waiting for the whole Orianna mid to back with this.
You're waiting for Orianna to come back mid?
yeah, just Orianna's come back when they pick Jarvan. I want to see that. That's gonna be terrifying.
The problem is if you pick Orianna, Aurelia kind of has a free lane.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I mean, if like once that happens, I mean,
Yo,
we're not gonna give her a chance.
Can we fucking talk about everybody blind picking Gnar with Aurelia still up? Why are we doing this?
Yes.
Why are we doing this?
Okay. I don't know. I don't know.
It must. It never goes well. It's such a bad option. I see this and I'm just like, you guys have Gnar. You need to ban Aurelia. You don't ban Aurelia.
There goes Aurelia.
You're not red side. You can't first pick Aurelia here, and you can't swap. And now we're playing Gnar into Aurelia top lane, and it's just Gnar dies.
Yep.
Yeah, and especially when there's like so many good top laners this tournament. Like, why? This isn't something you're gonna get away with. Why are you doing it?
It's such a like silver pick ban strategy of don't pick Gnar blind. It's the worst decision on the fucking planet. Gnar is one of the most abusable champions in the game. He's beaten in lane by fucking Jace, Aurelia, Jax. People were running Renekton into him. Like they were blind picking Renekton with Gnar on the table, because even though it's a counter matchup with Gnar beating Renekton, Renekton is still such a crazy fucking monster that it doesn't matter. That's how weak his laning phase is.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's very easy to shut down.
Sucks.
So yeah, just please don't blind Gnar. Like, we know his ultimate's like great in the mid-late game, but just don't. Just it's not the point. You're not gonna reach that point. Just don't do it.
Okay, he played into 5 counter matchups. 5 counter matchups. He played into Wukong, Gwen, Aurelia, and Jace. All 5 games.
You know.
Sorry, 6 games.
Point. You know, man. Don't we love League of Legends?
Yep.
I hate watching pick bans because they always do this and then they lose, and I'm just sitting over here like, I told you, everyone told you, but you made the stupid choice anyways. And I'm just, it's baffling to me that this mistake keeps getting made. And I'm like, do they think it's a mistake? Do they acknowledge that this is weak?
I'm surprised. Well, I'm a little bit surprised with the very little. There has been not that many. Well, for me, GP picks. There's been like maybe 4.
1 or 2. Is this the patch where his Q's been modified so that it's an attack modifier?
Yes.
This is the patch where it's an attack modifier.
What and the barrels. Yeah.
Okay. So Kirk Planks here. Okay.
4, 5 games. GP.
I didn't even notice GP was played much.
I'm surprised he's going a little bit under the radar. I'm like,
yeah.
God, some games in here is just.
Gangplank has 9. Oh, yeah, he's 5 games total. Okay. So normally when you want to play GP, you kind of want to be able to blind pick him. It's not a great idea, but you want to blind pick him while the other team is being. Like, you blind pick him in a situation where the other team has to fuck up their comp to counter him. But, like, I feel like he's less blind pickable when Aurelia's in the game.
Well, I mean, it said any champion. I mean, Gnar, I guess. Aurelia, I mean, she's a can't.
So here's who we played against, which is 4 more counters. Fiora, Camille, Kennen, and Shen. Those are all champions that I think counter Gangplank.
I think the only one you're not going to have that bad of a time against is going to be the Kennen later on. Because, well,
maybe later on. In lane, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Haymant, you say it's as if, like, later on, I don't become. Gameplay doesn't just become, well, murder spree the game.
Yeah, so one clip of Gangplank landing 2 barrel chains back to back because of the new 5 stack, and he's just like, nope, it's broken.
Yeah.
I mean, you do that 3 times in a row for a team. I mean,
yeah,
they don't exist anymore.
But Fiora and Aurelia are still gonna run you down. Those are champions that you will not have a good time against, regardless of which part of the game you're at.
I think out of those 4 that he played against, I think Shen is his best matchup, mostly because you can just opt not to fight Shen and just walk away.
Yeah.
But the other ones actively counteract your farming and are significantly more aggressive than Shen. At least in the top lane. What the fuck? Is he building a Youmuu's?
Oh my.
Okay, let's spotlight this. Which game is that, and who built it?
It's C9 versus PC.
Versus PC. Oh.
Which player?
Fudge.
Wait, is that Visage?
No. Oh,
No.
I'm looking.
Wait, it is Visage.
I'm looking at Gangplank's build. I'm an idiot.
Okay. Thank goodness. Yeah. Okay.
It's still
you
weird.
had me worried.
No, the Youmuu's makes sense on Gangplank.
Yes,
but it's still weird
fine.
to go Trinity Force, Derek's Gates into Youmuu's. Whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah. Squishy champions. Youmuu's a strong item.
Derek's broken. Yeah, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we kind of went over a lot of things. Are we done with Jarvan top? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I think we're good on the meta.
Okay.
It's really hard for me to comment on like the overall strategic meta when I feel like it was so broken in play-ins. Like I feel like there was 2 games where it was good. It was like Hawana Life versus LNG, and
okay.
That was it.
It's Hanwha Life. It's Hanwha Life. Hanwha.
Yeah.
Hanwha.
Yes.
Hanwha.
Hanwha.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. That's been bothering me for a bit.
You have lost 30 social credit points. Anyways,
they're Korean.
They are Korean, but it's
lost 30 social.
They tried anyway.
You guys want to talk about RNG and their money problems? That'll lose us some fucking social credit points. RNG has no money. They're out of money.
They spent it all on Uzi.
No, they lost all their money because of COVID. But
yeah,
really,
it sucks.
It's bad.
Oh, that's sad.
All right, let's talk about group stage. I honestly don't have a lot to say about group stage. I feel like it was a giant snooze fest.
Did you mean play-ins?
Sorry,
play-in stage.
Yeah.
I think the only part that I was happy, I was kind of surprised by DFM. Like normally, I'd expect the Japanese representative to kind of just go out. I didn't expect them to take first in their group, and yeah, they went out later anyway.
I've been trying to hype up Japan for years. I feel like everybody has been like downplaying how Japan has always been like this name in esports to me, because like the very first way that most people kind of find out about esports, at least they did back in like the earlier 2000s, was fighting games, because that's just the easiest thing to do. People talking about Smash, Street Fighter.
Yeah, I mean, they're strong as hell. But I mean, like in the league world, I mean, they kind of get overtaken by the Koreans, sadly.
Ever since StarCraft became a big thing, Japan's esports cred kind of been taking a backseat. I've always had an eye out for Japan, because they seem to find a way to become really good at video games somehow, and apparently it takes having 3 Korean players on your roster.
Yeah,
hey, man.
If it gets it done.
Yeah. What I'm surprised about for me in the play-ins, LNG. Man.
Yeah.
They wiped the floor with everyone.
I guess I'm impressed with the fact that they beat Hawana Life.
Yeah.
But we're back to Hanwha.
God damn it, you just did it again. Hawana. Where's the other A coming from?
I'm dyslexic.
Where's the N going? Where's the N going? Why is it after the W?
Alright, so
stop it.
So I'm like, I was a little impressed that they were able to beat HLE. But like besides that, I felt like everything just kind of went how it's supposed to. I didn't feel like anything else really surprised me.
Well, I mean, one thing, Cloud9 throwing in their games.
If you were surprised by that, you don't know North America.
No, I'm not surprised. I'm more, actually, I am surprised that they tried to go for the 50-50 play. But then again, this is NA, but I mean, it almost worked.
I'm mad it didn't happen. I really wanted Nine to take Destiny into their own hands to get it down to a 50-50 shot.
You know, if HLE if Haymant would have lost, and they would have gone to Group C, I would have prayed to Cloud9 to win Worlds at that point because that's destiny right there.
Oh, yeah,
But
DFM got first seed. What do I
that's-
think about? They went through. Okay.
Yeah,
like,
DFM went through.
that's honestly the biggest story out of here. I feel like nothing else matters besides DFM really showing up. Like,
yeah, they showed
Japan
up
has
big
been
time.
getting like kind of petering up there, really slowly building up for years. But like,
Yeah,
it's a little less surprising if you actually know what DFM's practices, because I don't know if they still do this because COVID, but they would like fly to Korea to scrim in Korea against Korean teams and then fly to Japan for the LJL.
yeah.
So like they're the only team in Japan that was doing that. I don't know if they're the only one that could afford to do that, but like I think they're also the only one that the teams would scrim against. So just like miles ahead of most of the competition in Japan. And it's sort of like how LMS used to only have 2 good teams because they were the only 2 teams from the LMS that were scrimming Koreans and Chinese teams. So I think that's definitely helped them. It's why I'm less surprised than most people, I feel, that that Detonation Focus Me got through. But it's just, I feel like everybody sleeps on them, and that's the big story.
I mean, if there's called Flash Wolves, this would have been a different reaction. Anyways.
Yeah, Flash Wolves were the one who ended up with the mid laner leaking pick bans. We'd be in a very different world. I'd feel more offended. Because now you have this like legendary org known as the Korean Killers having their name besmirched because their mid laner wanted some
Yep, which I believe that brings us into our first BO5, which was BYG versus.
No, this was BYG. Oh man, BYG.
Was it INF?
This is no, this is GS Galatasaray Esports. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Galatasaray. Right, Galatasaray. People were really hyping Galatasaray. I don't know why.
The first couple of days, they looked good. I didn't think they were that bad.
I feel like that's results-based analysis.
Well, yeah, of course. I don't see them whenever they play in the region, but I was like, they look kind of good when they were coming out.
I didn't get that from their gameplay at all. I thought they were coming out on top in a bunch of like absolutely awful games. UOL and BYG day 1 looked awful.
Oh yeah,
insulting to me to watch that League of Legends. I felt like middle of the pack. I thought like bottom 5 LCS teams could be playing here, and I wouldn't know the difference. And I think if you put any of the other top 5 TSM or EG, you put them here in these games, and they would win on either side.
Oh wait, that's another thing I forgot about. Where did Unicorns of Love go?
They're CIS.
They went to the Shadow Realm. That's what happened.
They went to the CIS, which is probably going to die soon.
I expected them to have a better performance by far. I've marked them as coming out first in the group.
I don't know why you would do that.
Jeff from Record.
I took this, but I didn't want to make graphics for it because it was so demonstrably wrong from all of us.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
what do we guess?
How the fuck did you think that UOL would make it first out of this group?
On
what planet was it? UOL over C9 or Detonation Focus Me or who else is in this effing group? BYG. Like what?
I'm used to Unicorns of Love at least being able to take down like some of the other regions. Like I didn't expect them to go like just go out in 4th. If they even had
they
like
had Vizichachi, right? They don't have Vizichachi anymore. He's in the other side of the bracket.
He's in PCE now. I honestly don't know. I don't know what happened. I had a different thought process. And you know what? After that question, I'm going to throw it to Dion to answer why he thought INF would come out over, well, both of the Eastern teams.
There you go.
If I'm going to get Turk besmirched on my name, you're going to have to answer for yours.
Good question. I was on some type of hopium thinking that Infinity would win, and then the day after, I did more research, and I'm like, oh no,
I'm
I'm
like,
in the big trouble now.
Dion wrote down that the 4th NA seed was gonna get out of this group. I have doubts that the 1st NA seed is gonna get out of this group safely. What the hell? That was right. They weren't gonna get out safely. I just didn't write it down here because I'm just like, yeah, it's probably not gonna happen. I'm just worried for nothing. I should have been worried.
Yeah, you should always be worried with C9, no matter how dominant they are.
It's not the one you worry about. It's everyone else.
Yeah. I mean,
the script has really flipped over the years.
Actually, we'll get back to we'll get to that soon enough. Just man.
Anyhow, back to the BO5s because that's
yeah. So BO5s, in all seriousness, PCE and Red Canids and Galatasaray and Beyond Gaming, in my opinion, they're kind of resident sleepers. In all seriousness, I
was so bored watching these.
I couldn't sleep through these.
I was just like, does anybody actually care who wins this? They're probably not gonna win the next one anyways.
Yeah.
They've all looked so bad this entire tournament. It's 4 fucking games, and I'm like, these guys look awful. They're like, they're just 5 running games. Around beating the fuck out of each other. The Galatasaray looks like the best team out of them. Like, really?
And they lost. And they lost. Yeah.
And Peace is the one that has Vivitachi on it. Well, given he's a sub, but you know, expect more.
He looks like the best player on that team.
Well, yeah, without a doubt. Just that when it came towards, well, the Cloud9 match against PCE for PCE, man. I mean, the first game, Cloud9 could give it to them like, yeah, you had us there. Almost there. And then they just swiped the floor. It was a slaughter. Like,
wait, was Trinity played that game? Was that intentional?
No, Trinity. Oh wait, yes, Trinity was played for the last.
So it was
the last game. Oh yeah. So because let's get this straight. Game 1, it was a bit close because well, they just kept on killing. If I'm correct, it was actually no. They got like pretty good kills off of perks and and the bot lane. Yeah, the bot lane like they flubbed it. Sven and Vulcan like flubbed that bot lane they had.
Okay.
But I mean, Fudge brought that shit back. Perks brought it back. Like Blabber, he did good enough not to hit anywhere, and well, he just supported them and really just Fudge carried it through the way. Then there's game 2. Game 2 is where I believe game 2 is where I believe wow, they have no fucking PC has no goddamn chance. Blabber gets Olaf. Well, Peace.
Well, hang on. PCE. So I saw Blabber lock in this Olaf, and I just got flashbacks to yesterday. And it's just like, no, God, no, not again.
There was one point at one moment where Blabber goes into 5 people. He should die. He clicks the funny 3 button of Gore Drinker and gets all of his health back.
The Olaf W with a nice little Gore Drinker on top.
Not W. Just the Gore Drinker. I have all my health back.
Oh wait, just the Gore Drinker.
He doesn't actually hear if he hits something. If he auto attacks with his W.
Gives him attack speed and...
Well, it attacks me with as low health as he gets.
Yeah.
But he just went in, Gore Drinker, and then ult. And now I'm going to beat your ass. And there was nothing that they could have done. They had to run away from him.
Yeah.
And they all died.
It's lucky. Wait a minute. Doesn't Olaf's W, as soon as you pop it, you get increased healing from all sources?
Well, no, not from all sources.
He gets healing on hit.
Yeah, with his auto attacks.
Passive gives him attack speed based on missing health.
Yeah, except he didn't need to use that. He just used Gore Drinker.
Okay, all right.
And he got all his health back up. After the enemy team tried everything in their power to take him down. And if Amumu, Akali, Shen, they tried everything.
I hate seeing Blabber's Olaf now because I feel like it was the only thing he was able to play before. But like it's so established at this point that it's sort of like when you find a new pick and you start out playing range. You're really hot on it. You're doing great. You get 50 games in and you're like 48% win rate on it, and you're like, what happened to me?
Yeah, except Blabber made sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna lose this Olaf game again, and yeah, he just went to town on peace.
You're not Japan.
He did not lose. He said it was winning time. He said, right. Cloud9. He's like, Perks, get on my back. We're going for a ride.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me a little bit more about Game 3.
Game 3.
Mm-hmm. Really want to hear about Game 3.
Game 3. This is where it just becomes absurd.
Tell me, is it a team diff? Is it? Oh my God, we're fumbling for the victory.
I'm just gonna say Vulcan's a fucking enter. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Sven and Mithy. Wait a minute. So this is how these champions work now. Try to get kills.
You say Sven and Mithy?
You did say Sven and Mithy.
Sven and Vulcan. My bad. Mithy's in the back, just recalling out what the fuck is happening. Anyways, yeah, Sven and Vulcan. They're like, oh, so these are how these champions work now after game 1 playing them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they start clapping the bot lane.
Okay.
The Rakan support is not having a good time anymore. I'm still wondering why they take Rakan support more seriously.
That this number one doesn't really make me feel like C9 is playing all that well. Like, I don't feel that definitively. I can't say they're playing atrociously awfully all of the time.
Yeah, but this is not playing to their best.
Like, yeah, like I'm sitting here like, okay, you can 3-0 an OCE team, a region that is basically dead. What are you gonna do against FPX and Damwon? I'm just sitting here like, I don't think they're gonna win this group. This is not giving me any sort of amount of confidence.
Well, obviously, because this was a pub stomp, right? I mean, these 3 games were just a pub stomp. There was no resistance. The only resistance was from game 1, and that was really it. And after the
HLE game makes me have more doubts than confidence because of like game 1, they were really close and it didn't feel all that convincing for the first game. The next 2 were all complete stomps from both teams. But I don't gain confidence here. I'm looking at this and I'm like, you're stumbling against these teams a little bit. They're getting plays on you. What happens if RNG does this to you?
See, my problem is this. If you guys were so good, why are we here in the first place again? That's a little bit my thing, but well, for Cloud9's instances, well, it was going to be put here no matter what. So they try to that's the problem with Cloud9's. Like, what is like this? If they realized that they wouldn't have made it, would they have, and they didn't do that play, would they have gone just straight out into the group? That's something that I think about.
They did the classic TSM thing where you need to win 1 game out of 3, and you don't.
Oh, I'm disappearing into a lot of
I'm getting flashback. This is why I'm glad TSM is at Worlds. Like, every time TSM doesn't make Worlds, I'm like, great. It's another year where we won't get memed for not making it out of groups because every other NA team is still not going to make it out of groups anyways. I'm like, okay, I'm done with Worlds. I don't care if I do or don't make Worlds anymore because it's either I go to Worlds and get memed on for not making it out of groups, or I don't go to Worlds and get memed on for not making it out of groups. So, who gives a shit? Give someone else a shot to get memed on for not making it out of groups.
Yeah. That's probably going to be TL. That's honestly.
People want. Everybody acts like TL has done something at Worlds every time they talk about TSM. It's fucking hilarious. They're like, man, TSM's so bad at Worlds, and I'm like, nobody else is done better besides Cloud9.
Yeah.
Which is
twice.
It
really happened just twice.
It's crazy when you really think about it.
Yep. But let's see. So the series, like those last 2 BO5s, they were just pub stomps. Like they aren't a clear indication of anything.
I was watching that C9 one. I'm like, they don't lose this, right? they're not gonna lose. Please tell me they don't lose. That's all I could think the entire time.
My thing is like, there's no after the first game, once they won, I'm like, yeah, they don't lose any.
And yeah, why don't we segue straight from that C9 conversation into how do we think they're going to perform in Group A?
Well, it's very simple. I put Cloud9 to like maybe give them. I'm pretty sure I gave them like a monochrome of like opium or something like that.
Mhm.
Like a legitimate monochrome of copium. Yeah. Actually, well, all three of us did. That's interesting, actually.
Did we?
Just
against Rogue? Just against Rogue.
I have no faith that they will.
Wait, we gave them a monochrome of copium to put them at third place. That's what I'm trying to say.
But it doesn't matter if they're third or fourth, does it?
Yeah. Hell yeah, it doesn't matter. But I mean, we still put them on the fact to be better than the EU team of Rogue.
Right? I mean, yeah. But now that I'm looking at their
monochrome of opium.
Now that I'm looking at Rogue's roster, like they have Odo Omne, Inspired, Larson, Hansama, Trimby. Like I could see their C9's top half losing to this roster.
Yeah, it's possible.
I'd say the perks Larson would be kind of close because I don't think Larson's ever really gotten the better of perks back when he was in EU. Not sure how relevant that is anymore.
Were they at the same time?
They were definitely playing around the same time, but this was when Larson was like closer to being a rookie. Hold on.
My thing is just that Cloud9's not getting the chance to ever. They're no, I can't say that. I can't say that.
It's bad. I don't see this turning out anyone. It just
this group is fucked.
This group is so decided before we walk in. I am willing to put money down that FPX and Damwon make it out of this group. I would put down a large amount of money that this is going to happen.
Because let's compare their rosters just side by side.
Why are we comparing rosters when we know the truth?
I'm more depressed.
This is
wait, what was that one LCS game that just did that? They compared two players. One of them had literally all the accolades.
I think they compared like Impact and Fake God. And Impact's like world champion, LCK champion, 4-time LCS champion, or some shit like that. And then they got Fake God, which is like rookie the splitters. I don't fucking know. Like he's got nothing. He's got like academy tournament wins.
Okay, but let's do it anyway. Because
Haymant, we don't need to do this. We already know, Haymant.
You know what? We need to inform the people of the roster trade between Damwon and FPX because they swapped top laners from last year.
Yeah, honestly, and it had a pretty huge impact because Nuggery's pretty cracked as a top laner.
It fucking hurts.
You can put them across like these two rosters side by side and just like, all right, you can see how competitive they'll be, and then you put C9 next to it, and it's just like, oh, well, they're there.
Oh my god! So honestly, the top lane I think is going to be the most interesting place.
Where it's going to be Nuggery. Who is?
I think we got something.
Something happened. Hang on, we'll get to this after the group. Then we'll get to this when we talk about Group C. Okay. What's happening? So I think top lane is the most interesting lane here. I don't feel like I'm exactly looking forward to watching the bot lanes, the mid laners. And I feel like some people are looking forward to Doinby, Showmaker, and Perks. I'm not a U fan. I could give two fucks about Larson. Odo Omne though is somebody who I've looked at a lot because.
Mid laner?
Top laner. And him and Wonder have been like players that I thought have been really good for me for the past few years. So So I'm really, really looking forward to see how this top lane works out because I want to see like Fudge has improved a lot this year alone.
Mhm.
Like,
oh yeah,
from lock-in where I'm like this dude's the worst top laner in the LCS to like he's pretty good. He's probably the best player on Cloud9.
yeah. My thing is just I just waiting to see the Canyon game.
Yeah,
I just waiting to see the Canyon game for all everyone's junglers. He judges whether you're good or not. You're not good.
This was
no.
final last year, right?
Canyon judges whether you're a world-class jungler or not. That's what Canyon is.
Canyon looks at you and judges your team. Your team is whack. Fail. You lose now.
Last year's final was Sunning versus Damwon, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
But what is it?
Yes, it was Sunning and Damwon finals last year.
Yeah. But yeah. What is it? Even like, there's just not really that much of a comparison. I think Damwon Kia has like the all-around better roster. I think there's like some bright spots that you could have if you compare them to FBX. Like, okay, I think Nuggery's better than Khan. I think that's fine because Nuggery has great carry performances and stuff like that. Tian can compete with Canyon. I think he's good. Showmaker versus Doinby. Doinby's cleaned up his interesting picks. Now he can play standard compositions regularly. I guess it's just LDX and Chris versus Ghost and Barrel. And Ghost and Barrel, like at their peak, were very good. LDX and Chris, they're kind of the ones who you expect to run it down every once in a while. Like, I haven't seen their recent performances, but I'd see it.
Yeah.
Let's
move on to
group. Boom. Now, Dion.
Yes.
Why you got EDG beating T1? Come on, man.
I feel like this is gonna be an upset here. I'm going for the upset. All right. I'm going for the safe upset.
You're going for the safe upset
compared to others.
Hey, man, why are you laughing? You have 100 thieves over EDG.
Exactly. I'm going for the safe upset. Like, T1's gonna make it, but they won't make it in first place though.
But T1, I'd expect T1.
T1 is not infallible anymore, as most people know.
No, but what is the T1 roster? Hold up. I forget whether they're AD carries Gumiyashi or Teddy.
What? It's Teddy. As far as I know, the main is Teddy, but they have 2 subs. For jungle and for AD. Gumiyashi is there.
Gumiyashi was active roster because I've seen Gumiyashi appear in their regular season games, but they always give like people opportunities.
There was a whole thing this year about T1 swapping the roster a lot, so
that is true. People did not tend to be happy about that. T1 fans are crazy.
Well,
they paid a truck to drive around their fucking headquarters when LS was announced as coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
T1's fucking wild. Anyways, yeah, they got a fandom. Yeah, I put it in that EDG's gonna get first place. T1 just most likely gonna make a mistake. In all seriousness.
Okay,
they might drop a game and be second place.
I do have to. Yeah, it's Gumiyashi's gonna be starting for them. It seems
confirmed?
Like. At least I'm looking at the active roster, and it has Teddy as a sub. Of course, it's on like the LOL fandom like wiki page, so like I'm not 100%.
Who do they play in their match to get in?
That's a good question. I didn't watch the LCK finals.
What I would do is I would just click on T1, go to their match history page on the wiki, and tell me they ran Gumiyashi. They ran both of them in playoffs.
They're both really good AD carries, so
so they're probably gonna swap their AD carry around if they want, but looks like they're sticking to Warner as their jungler.
Oner.
I
have
no. Hang on. Let's see. Does he have one of the voice things?
That would be nice.
No, he doesn't. I don't know. Korean players have this thing where they just grab this like 1-syllable word in English and make that their name.
But yeah.
Like bang.
Yeah.
Thanks there,
Yeah.
Faker. Faker,
Yeah,
Faker,
but
Playmaker.
Faker's like a good name.
Yeah.
We are
enough.
very lucky that our Wayne Gretzky of League of Legends is named Faker and not something else.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, I think I think T1's gonna make it out of that group just fine. 100 Thieves, on the other hand,
I'm surprised you have them at second place to make it out.
it's gonna be a miracle, but you know what?
Like
I'm gonna gamble.
my thing is this: 100 Thieves, I would put them to have like the best chance to get out of groups if they weren't in this group. That's the problem.
It's
If
against.
if there was in Group C or D, I would give the benefit of the doubt that they might make it, but they're not.
I think they could beat DFM. I'm not so I'm not so concerned about that one. It's whether or not they can beat EGG. So let me pull up the EDG
we have
roster.
all clearly made a mistake here. I'm just saying, because we have all put DFM last over 100 Thieves.
You know,
we are all not following the script that we have known very well here, where the first seed from NA likes to do this thing where they absolutely disappoint fucking everybody.
Very, very true.
Okay. The EDG roster. Flandre, I have no clue. GAGA, I actually don't know how to pronounce that. Scout, we've seen off. JJ? Yeah. Scout, we've seen pretty often. Viper, he was the former AD carry for. What is the name of that organization? It's the same one that Tarzan came with. No,
Griffin.
Viper. Griffin, yeah. Mako has been a very good support. I believe he was on RNG like ages ago. But yeah, actually, it sounds like a pretty solid team. So 100 Thieves is gonna have to get another miracle to beat them. So you know, yeah.
I think I wish this was a better chance for NA. I feel like this is the second best chance for NA to get out of groups. And I don't think it has anything to do with the skill of the NA teams, because as we have all very quickly forgotten, 100 Thieves is the first seed from NA.
Yeah,
like, they finished first. They're the best team apparently. I don't think they're our best shot, and I don't know. That just makes me really scared for all of NA at Worlds. I don't think I have any NA team getting out in any of my picks. So
yeah, I don't either. Sadly, it's pretty bad.
I think if 100 Thieves was in Group D, I think they'd have a better chance. Only because Mad Lions is in there.
Well, if they were in Group C or Group D, I would give the benefit of the doubt that they could make it out.
Haymant, here's the other thing about your pick. EDG is the first seed in this group.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I did not know that going into this. So, I said,
that's why I had EDG at first.
Another miracle.
Jet lag in the not Korean. The jet lag in the EUS solo queue really gets to them.
Yeah. Honestly.
So the EDG junglers are named JJ and Junjai.
Very hard to pronounce.
That's their junglers. That's both of them. I don't like that. I don't like how close their names are.
JJ and Junjai?
What is so wrong about this, Anthony?
It's just so close. No one's ever gonna get it right. I hope they don't swap them around a lot. Otherwise, it's gonna become very confusing. Like when Huhi and Huni were on the same team for a little bit.
Oh man, that was bad.
Anytime they're in the same game, it was awful. Let's move on to the next group where we actually have some breaking news. How long ago was this? Oh, like an hour ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So Fnatic is apparently pulling a switcheroo on us. Upset has had some family emergencies come up, and he will not be starting for them in group stage. I'm not sure when he's going to possibly come back.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But
Does not say anything. They just say they're starting their other AD carry.
Bean.
Starting Bean on the 9th.
On his debut as
our 9th.
world opener.
That's what that is. I'm like, the 9th was yesterday. So yeah, it's tomorrow.
The bean kicked in. The bean
He's gonna be playing for the opener against Hanwha Life.
Gonna be interesting. Okay.
Very interesting.
So that is not being taken in mind with our place. I may or may not go change my pick'ems after. I like to win points. So Haymant, you're not in our pick'ems.
Ah, jeez, I gotta do that, huh?
Good, you have like 10 hours.
Oh, okay. Get it done after the podcast. All
right. So we have all universally agreed that RNG and HLE are going to make it out of this group. Dion, the only one who has put PSG over Fnatic.
Yes.
I'm not really compelled either way, to be honest. Honestly, I think that this group has high potential for anyone to make it out in the second seed. Now I think PSG and HLE are more likely to be fighting for that second place spot.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Depends on how quickly Fnatic can get back together. It's a good thing that this is happening now for them because they're going to play less games. Because if this happened right before that day where they play all of the same group, that's half their matches, and that would be a big issue. Now there's a potentiality that their main roster comes back together for it. But this is looking sort of like SKT in, was it 2014, where Svenskeren got in trouble for not so great naming.
Yeah. That was shouldn't. Very unfortunate.
That was a very bad time. 2 years later, the man goes on to play for TSM, the team in that group that he would have helped beat.
Yeah. Crazy. Just. Whew.
I hope Fnatic can still do well in this group because.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they do well, that's nice.
Well, I think I have. Yeah, I have only one Western team making it out of groups. Everyone else is Chinese or Korean.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of faith in the West right now.
Yeah, it's not looking great.
What was it? Fnatic was looking surprisingly good considering their circumstances.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm trying to find where they finished in the LEC. Third?
Yeah.
Okay.
Third or
yeah.
They won. I think they won. They knocked out G2.
Yes, did knock out.
Which means they finished third. I think they knocked out Rogue. Honestly, before that, I was really contentious about this group. I feel like it's a much more normal group now.
What, Group C?
Yeah, you got the team that you think is gonna win out. You got two teams you think are fighting for second, and that team that you're pretty sure is probably gonna lose.
Yeah, Group C looks actually very normal. Now let's go to Group.
Want to move on to the next group?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Going to Group D. We got Madline, Gen G, LNGL. So this is honestly, I think, the probably the least strong group. Gen G is the second seed in this group, and they got here off of points from. So, I'm kind of wondering, are they really that good? Because I'm not gonna say they're awful, but like, are they better than HLE?
Are they really?
Not quite
Good
sure.
question.
And yet, universally, well, at least among the three of us here, excluding Matt, we still have TL at the bottom.
I mean,
that being said,
hey, I mean,
I think it's possible for them to get third in this group.
I mean, you say that, but I mean, I don't have confidence.
Not third, second. Sorry, second.
Oh, you think
I think it is. I think it is possible that TL gets out. I think this is our best bet as NA to get out of groups. Mostly because of the composition, but also because I feel like TL is the team most prepared for
They don't normally have bad performances, but still haven't made it out of groups.
they have some really
Yeah,
I know, right?
and I guess my better question is Alfari doesn't seem to be the best top laner out of this group. Like, he's still in contention there, but it's not like, oh, he's far and away like the best top laner. We've already had like last season to prove that.
Hey,
The LG.
I feel like there's the really bigger elephant.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jensen willing to play League of Legends? That's the real question, naturally.
You know, that is a very good question. I forgot about that. And LNG has if I remember. No,
that's Home Life. But
no, LNG has Tarzan.
Yeah, but just my thing is just like the last game we saw TL play competitively was the finals, and Jensen did not show up.
No. He showed up for the semifinals and then immediately went back to sleep.
He showed up for the semifinals and the last BO5 before that.
I went to Ale's wiki page. He's LNG's top laner, and
natural.
Is it,
it's Ale or Ale. I have no idea. I went to go check with the see if he has one of those audio things. He has one. Not his name. It's hang on. Let me play it one more time.
Natural.
It's Netrol.
Wow.
So okay. Here's what it is. That's his old name. They've left this in.
They haven't been able to update it as yet.
It's also Natural. His name was Natural, but they pronounced it Natural.
Okay.
I don't know why they're doing this. They need to find better people to do this other than random people.
Yeah.
I should just go fix all of them and make them really bad pronunciations.
Ooh. How does Tactical perform? Because he's still like
badly.
A bit of a question mark himself.
He answers badly. This is not going to go well for Tactical.
Light, Iwandi. Okay, let me look at the Genji roster.
Got ruined.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
So Karzi's contract was coming up. Oh yeah. Apparently, EU has been like working their ass off since playoffs until like the middle of prep for Worlds to get a bunch of their players to re-sign with their orgs, and it's been causing problems for them, like the teams.
Oh man,
they've been not practicing as well apparently. Not for Worlds specifically, but like in playoffs, G2 was apparently in shambles because of all of the contract negotiations that was going on.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Karzi didn't get his contract re-signed until like a week and a half ago, I think.
Oh, man.
Interesting.
So I'm wondering how well their prep has gone.
Yeah.
I I still feel as if like Matt Lyons is actually a legitimately strong team. Actually,
because I don't see Elioya's got, even though you hate the Lilia, he's got a pretty cracked Lilia and a pretty cracked Lee Sin, and Armut's no slouch of a top laner either. Humanoid's like the veteran mid.
Humanoid's actually really good mid. Surprisingly enough.
He's consistent enough. That's what I'll give him. He's consistent enough. It's every once in a while he has a great pop-off performance, but he's pretty consistent. Like, he's not the one that you expect to just be like put down and out of the game later on.
Like the thing I like about Armut, that he does that thing where he just stares into the camera.
Freeze frames. Yeah. Where all of a sudden you'll see he's like, oh, is his camera frozen? And then someone just walks behind him. You're just like, wow.
He'll just like be sitting there at the desk, and then the cameraman will just be right next to him, and then he'll just start staring at it.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't know if he's on screen or not, which means he's doing this preemptively, and then production has to be like, okay, now swap over to Armut.
Turn it away.
And they just let him stare into the camera for like 10-15 seconds and then swap away and then come back to him just to make sure. Nah,
Well, they'll do it for like entire segments on the LEC broadcast. It was like I think I was catching a little bit of the of their playoffs, and I think they're backstage doing their like in between match shit, and one of the guys is just there filming that B-roll stuff they do, and then Armour's just like looking at them.
Fun.
While the whole rest of the team's talking, Armour's busy trolling the effing production crew.
Yeah, so still like him as a top laner.
Yeah.
He's definitely in contention to be one of the better top laners. I think Rascal's been a consistent performer on Gen G. He's been there for ages.
I think this is a test for like.
Oh yeah.
Because
I think this is gonna be a test for
you.
I think be a test for Matt Lyons.
I've seen.
They just have like the best chance to get out of this group.
I think Mad Lions have the best shot out of any of these teams to get out of this group. If Mad wants to really prove that the G2 era is over, they need to win out of this group in first place by a convincing margin. They don't got to go undefeated, but they got to convince me that they are the best team in this group and they are probably going to make top 4. Because if they don't, I feel like the G2 era still hasn't ended and G2 just got unlucky.
Yeah. It's very, very curious though. Like the more that I look at these rosters, the more that I see like, okay, they're actually pretty close. At least between Gen G, Mad, LNG, TL, I'll see it when I see it. But right, like peak TL could definitely like put in a good contest, but we haven't seen that in ages. But I was really surprised by LNG's performance coming out first in their group. I thought Hanwha Life would make it. I think Ale's like a pretty bright spot. Like I guess I've been saying this phrase over and over again, but I think he also might be in contention for like one of the best top laners, especially with the performance that he put on with the Jax.
You have to put Jax into fucking Tryndamere and Aurelia. Come on.
That's true. That's true. I might be a little bit more biased. Like I said, I only watched like the first 3 days. But I think I like him as a top laner. I like Armood as a top laner. I think Rascal's been like a very consistent top performer for Genji. Elyoya's good. Humanoid's good. The LNG mid laner icon, I don't know too much. But like they have really good top laners. They have really good junglers. And I think Genji has like far and away the better bot lane. I think just having Ruler, that experience of veteran on there playing in the bot lane, I don't think you're going to get the better of him. Is
there any other breaking news happening right now?
No. No, there is not.
Take a quick glance at the Reddit to see if someone else got caught cheating. Tech roster. Oh. Hey, Matt, did you watch Worlds Baby?
No, what's Worlds Baby?
So Team Liquid every Worlds or every international event does the Liquid update with Ovly May, where they bring in a bunch of personalities and stuff, mostly from the LA area that do league stuff, and more specifically LCSEU.
Wait. Oh no.
This is connected.
No.
But as a little bit of a primer this year, Ovly got TL to produce a parody of Industry Baby by Lil Nas X.
Was that the? I think I saw a short of that on Instagram.
Where Ovly and Raz were dancing around naked. Yeah, that one.
Oh no.
Oh,
it was amazing. I loved it.
I sadly went to Captain Flowers Street and I saw the whole thing.
Captain Flowers was amazing in that. I loved it.
Oh yeah. Captain Flowers was great, but man, what did Ovly play for Raz? This what did Ovly have on Raz? That's what I want to know.
Raz fucking owned it. He went full into it. He was like all about doing that shit. Now
his cards were great.
Yeah, I need to know what Ovly had on Raz. to make him do this. Just no way, he just did that willingly.
Mhm.
Something happened.
This is the third time. It happened again today, by the way. That Lil Nas X and that song "Industry Baby" has been involved in an LCS production because it was the hype song for the final for LCS.
Yeah.
And 100 Thieves used "Industry Baby" and another one of Lil Nas' songs for their own hype video for Worlds.
Oh yeah. Lil Nas X is now partnered with 100 Thieves.
He partnered with 100 Thieves.
Yeah. They bought something up. It's like 100 Thieves. Yeah.
That's what happened? I don't believe you. No, they just collaborated on a video.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
That was a little bit more than that.
I feel like this would have been bigger news that Lil Nas X was now owned by 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
And the fact that he wasn't already owned by a record label of some kind, which I know he is. He's owned by the same record label that owns Billy Ray Cyrus, because that's why that happened.
Oh yeah.
So that would be hard to believe, but yeah, there's been some fun content being made around this.
Yeah.
I think I am out of topics.
Ooh, do you want to take us on home?
Yeah, I think that'll do it for us this week on Legendary League of Legends podcast. You can catch us live at some point. I'm not sure. This world's schedule is crazy. I will have to confer with the other hosts to find a good time. You can catch the VODs on the YouTube channel after that. Legendary podcasts. Catch the audio podcast version wherever you get your podcasts. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.